This is a 2006 Honda Accord, which was graciously loaned to me by my fellow hooligan, Justin. This Accord cost him a whopping $1,500, which if you tried to buy one recently, then you would know that that's astronomically low for one with a transmission that isn't shitting itself harder than me after my second Taco Bell Big Box. This car comes standard with a K24A4. Nobody cares about the engine. It's a 2.4 liter, making 166 horsepower with 160 pound-feet of torque. So, that's not the fastest in the world, but that's not why you're here, you sticky-fingered Chick-fil-A sauce on face fuck. No, you're here for the VTEC, which I famously said could suck my balls in the last review. And maybe I was jealous. Jealous of this clean engine bay with dual overhead camshafts. I mean, look at it. It's not beautiful by any professional standards, but it's beautiful by high school standards. Well, beautiful by normal high school standards, and not the one with the rich daddy and a classic GTR. But this shit is not smoking Monte Carlos, at least non-toast modified, because this is the best canvas a tuner can ask for, really. The 5-speed automatic transmission is alright. The shifter knob hasn't engaged because the creators of cars actually have brain cells and figured that it's better than navigating the Satan's ass crack of a shifter that the Nissan had. At 163,000 miles, it's ripe for transmission problems, but none have showed up so far, so I guess this is a rare example. 16-inch wheel, 0 to 60 in fucking 8 seconds maybe? I mean, honestly, who knows? This car isn't a sports car, but it's just plain fun. The interior is alright, honestly. The seats aren't really that comfortable and they're pretty stiff with no bolstering, but you get what you paid for. And the space isn't that bad. We're both 5'10", but people who are 6 feet with longer torsos have sat in it comfortably. The trunk is massive. Not as big as the Ultima per se, but big enough for you to fit about 2 suitcases in it with a duffel. The dash hasn't aged very well, but it hasn't aged poorly for the last 16 years. It's clearly visible in the day and isn't some ugly ass green color, and I fuck with that. Heavy. Nothing's worse than struggling to get the dash to show up on camera. Shit gets me. Dang. The OEM radio is probably the dumbest thing about the car. It means that aftermarket installation is a pain in the ass for anyone who doesn't want what was cutting edge one whole greasy sweet 16s years ago. But the center console is fine. Not much special about it, but it's fine. Except for that cigarette lighter. Like, who the fuck thought of it? Literally zero effort. Well, how does it drive? Good. Not great, but good. Solid. Around town, it's nice. Not super comfortable, but still nice enough that driving doesn't give you whiplash. Even on the roads with potholes, the suspension will fall apart. But it doesn't feel like your ass just dropped low, slapped the ground, and popped it right back up like you were a stripper. But over bumps, it's not that bad for the price range. Audi level? Fuck no. But this isn't competing against luxury cars. And the handling is one of the best that I've ever driven. Nice and weighty in the corners without feeling like it's fighting you. It's reassuring, and it makes me feel like I can avoid oversteering on tight turns that normally challenge the limits of my own daily driver. It's not sports car level, but it's better than a Celica from the same year, and that's disappointing. Throttle response is decent. Doesn't feel like the ECU is trying to slap you for accelerating like the newer Civics does, but rather that you should be careful because your speed hemorrhoids are flaring up on your butt dyno. After a slight delay, the car will gradually climb, pausing only for slight shifts, and then that VTEC keeps going and going and going.
I don't fucking know, I guess
The highway,
yo,
rocks. Thank you. A straight fucking line. I mean, sending this car is fucking fun. And it'll do highway pulls that make your ass go triple digits in an area where the cops are close enough to smell your sad excuse for a mustache. But you'll really want to go fast in this car. It's fun. Really, truly fun, and that's not a given for all cars. But this car proves to itself time and time again because Honda knows how to make a good driving experience that's well balanced. And this is the car you pick up for anything. You want to drive fast? Go ahead. You want to cruise around town fairly comfortable? Go right ahead, although it's not perfect. And the aftermarket support lets you modify it to your heart's content. I mean, truly, this car support is phenomenal, unparalleled by any other car maker, company, or brand. This car is a living, breathing representation of cheap fun, and nobody can doubt that. So, what do I give it using the new scoring system? 3.5 out of 5, or a 7, or if you're feeling mathematical, a 70. This car won't knock your socks off, but the potential is there, and with the EXL V6, this thing can easily go to a 75 to an 80.